Monday. We are here to give you the Monday motivation and we're really excited that you could make it today.
Yeah, and if you're watching us live in House Cleaners Association's private Facebook group, on our YouTube channel, or on our page, this is round 2 because we did 20 minutes worth of broadcast and found out that we were having some kind of internet problems. Grace and I are live streaming from Northeast Texas, from Canton, Texas, and we live out in the country, kind of in the woods, and we pay $200 a month for the best internet that we can get, and so we're hoping that that we're coming through okay this time. All right, audio is good already. Awesome.
Yay, awesome.
So Grace and I are the founders of the American House Cleaners Association, and we are live with y'all here in the group and our podcast every Monday time. And it's really, we look forward to our Mondays all week long because, you know, kicking off the week with the right mindset together as a community is extremely important. And right now, we know that y'all know that there's crazy stuff, weird stuff going on in the world right now. We're living in uncertain times. There's, you know, economic things going on, you know, nuclear war threats and all these other things. And like this, where with all this craziness, and I've never seen it so crazy in my life. I'm 44 years old. I've never seen the world so fragile and so chaotic. And during times like this, 2 things happen. Most people will sit on their hands and kind of freeze up and say, there's too much crazy stuff going on. I need to tune into the news like 5 hours a day, follow everything, and pull my ad spend and just freeze growing my business. And that is absolutely not what we want to do. And what we want to do, what we want to focus on is not the obstacles and, you know, the hardships that are happening right now, but we want to focus on there's never been a better time in our lives, and there probably won't be, for us to really drill in and commit to ourselves and say, you know what, no matter what happens, we can't change any of that. Instead of sitting on our hands, what we're going to do is we're going to focus on ourselves. We're going to focus on growing. As you know, growing a successful business is 80% psychological and mindset and only 20% logistics. And so right now, while everybody else sits on their hands, make a commitment to yourself and your family and your business and your team members and say, I'm going all in right now during this. We are going to come out of this. And when we do, we're all going to be in a good position.
Yeah, and I think the answer to really keeping our mindsets on cue and on point, diving into what really matters in our industry, and that is building a successful understanding of what you do every day. Because not only, I mean, you know, what's going on in the world, that's, you know, there's ups and downs in society throughout history. But what the world has never seen before is what we are teaching in the AHCA. This was never something that was known before the AHCA existed. What people thought was a professional cleaning company had to do with whoever ran it and the person, maybe the professional proposals and you know, all these things that made them super professional, their management teams and whatnot. But what the AHCA is doing is saying that no, the actual cleaning providers themselves, the actual cleaners, the people who do the work, not the chemicals, are the most important part of being company in the world, or every single, like, that is what makes cleaning professional, are the people who actually do the work. That is the profession. And so really drilling into that and building your confidence and your understanding in the trade that you provide is number one to your success, not just through times like these, but at any point. And we just so happen to be really launching this during a time where we went into a societal state of stress, a lot of stress, right? Polarization, politically, wars, threats of wars, and things like that. But it's through these kinds of times that big changes actually do happen in the world. And so it's really exciting to come together and to be bringing us together in the AHCA under this umbrella of a new understanding of what we do as cleaning providers, and seeing the importance and the skill of this work, and seeing it as an actual trade, an actual skilled trade, not just something cute that people do that anybody could do. So, with that said, we have some really exciting announcements. And one of them is that with our leaders, if you are not part of the AHCA, I encourage you to join as soon as you can. It will transform your life, not just through the courses, which those are as well. It's not just about the certificate. It knows that it's not just about the certificate. It's about the actual education that you'll receive, the knowledge that you'll receive, the confidence you'll receive, the way of speaking about cleaning in a scientific way, and giving you those steps and those processes to do that. But another really powerful thing is us coming as people who have taken the course and that do understand this really powerful way, and seeing it different than the world has viewed it throughout the centuries, and then coming together and supporting each other. I know that a lot of you have been a part of this, and I know that you guys have found a lot of support in it, and that's why we're bringing it back at a later time on Friday nights, or we know that we're not going to have to get up early the next morning. A lot of us are going to be able to sleep in, right? And we're doing it every last Friday of the month. And so that we can end off, have, those goals that we set at the beginning of the month. We know that we're going to come together around this round table with our friends and our fellow leaders. And so we're going to feel more drive to get those things done, right? And then it also starts us out being empowered by each other into the next month. And so we thought that would be a really great way to organize getting together monthly throughout the year.
Yeah, if you've been a member of the AHCA and our leadership team for some time right now, let us know in the comments what those meetings mean to you. It's really where a lot of magic happens, where we build relationships and we share our struggles and our wins for the month, and then our goals for the next month or the next quarter. And just like you said, Grace, knowledge, AHCA certification, community. This AHCA community is
really powerful,
incredible, and extremely powerful. And there's never been a better time to stay connected. Come into the community and build. So if you're already a member of the AHCA and you're not in our private leadership team, Grace and I do an hour live every Thursday. We live stream into the private leaders group. You have to be a paying HCA member to see those lives. If you're already in the group, they're all archived under the guide section. And a lot of the times, when you're paying $30 a month and the lives are there, you don't realize how valuable and how important and the gold that is in those Thursday coaching calls. You can go back and you can watch the replay. You don't have to watch Grace and I on the screen. We know that you're not here to look at us. What you're there to do is listen to the information that we're providing you there. And so you can do that while you're listening, while you work, anytime that you want to. And so the Thursday weekly lives is different from what we're talking about. We're talking about a once a month. It's going to be on the last Friday of every month, and it's going to be at 8 o'clock our time here in Texas. And so that's going to be 9 p.m. Eastern time, Pacific time. And what we do is we all jump on Zoom. Everybody comes BYOB. I can have 2 beers instead of 1. And it's not Grace and I talking about a topic and coaching. It is every one of us is on a Zoom, and it's really cool because everybody's, squares, everybody's pictures up there. And we all get a chance to go around and introduce ourselves, build rapport with one another, talk about our businesses. And then if somebody has, thoughts to share or challenges, then all the leaders can chime in, and it's really powerful, really magical. If you haven't been to one of our roundtables,
definitely join us.
Put it on your schedule. Put it on your schedule.
Gleason, it's great to see you. We hope you're having a really great morning, and I'm glad that y'all can finally hear us this time. Persistence, right? So anyway, I hope that you can make it the last Friday of the month, Rachel, and I'm glad that you could join us on this second round live today.
Yep. And the second announcement that we have for y'all this morning is if you are a Spanish speaking cleaner, this is incredible news for you. If you prefer to engage in Spanish, listen to coaching in Spanish starting on Wednesday, and that is October 19th. So 2 days from today, our Lucia Cruz and members of the AHCA Spanish speaking leadership team are going to be doing an hour live broadcast in the AHCA Facebook group, completely 100% in Spanish. They are going to be sharing the mission of the AHCA, answering your questions. And so if you prefer to speak and engage in Spanish, mark your calendar for this Wednesday. And then every other Wednesday, there's going to be a Spanish live hosted by Lucia and members of the AHCA Spanish speaking leadership team in the AHCA Facebook group.
Yes. Yes, thank you to all of our Spanish leaders, Lucia and Fabiola and Lourdes and Darwin and Zarina, and so many of you that I'm not able to mention in this short amount of time. But we are so proud of y'all and grateful for each one of you for helping rise up your community of Spanish speaking people, because it's so essential. It's so important that no matter what language we speak, that we really make an effort to bring us together under the umbrella of this is a profession. This is a valuable work, and to see that value so that they can go out into the world and charge the rates that they need to support their families and like bring us all up. Like in the last time, and we didn't mention it this time, if there's one thing that you take away from today, I know that we've kind of repeated a lot of the been saying, but the new part that I don't think we've put a lot of emphasis on is really that unity that you need to bring to your communities. If you're an AHCA member, now is the time. There are a lot of people that are hesitant to share this beautiful secret of the AHCA. Maybe you want to, implement the things in your business, but you don't want to share necessarily everything with these competitors in your area. And we want to really encourage y'all to think differently about that, because the fact is that this is something that is going to help all of us grow, all of you in your local areas. I don't know how many times I've heard people say, oh, well, I can't charge those rates in my area. I have all these people who, aren't charging enough and it's bringing my rates down. And it's like, this is the answer. If everyone raised their standards and everyone raised their rates and everyone understood how important the work they're doing is, we will all succeed more. And especially if we're collaborating and working together, and maybe, and I know a lot of people in the AHCA have done this, like giving each other clients when they do end up being in their local areas or switching areas. One person's moving here and then the other person's moving there. So in our local communities, it comes together. The unity of is the most important part. A mission cannot be accomplished by one passionate person. It can't be accomplished by just a few. It has to be accomplished by many who truly believe in it and work together to succeed in it.
Yeah, absolutely. And think of it this way. And, being a leader, a cleaning leader in the AHCA, that cleaning is preventative healthcare. And what we do is we save marriages. We help people live longer, happier, healthier lives. There's so many people right there in your local community that are struggling with asthma and all kinds of other medical problems. And they're getting sicker and sicker and sicker. Why? Their house isn't clean because there's buildup in the dust and there's all kinds of bacteria. You as a leader understand that, right? And so you also understand that there are cleaners out there that are servicing these people's homes that don't understand how to clean professionally. And so you have an opportunity to help save lives. You have an opportunity to help maybe clients that aren't your clients right now, maybe they will someday, maybe they won't be someday, but that's besides the point. The point is that with the knowledge that you have, you should, an exciting opportunity as a duty to groups and say, hey, if you clean homes out here, I'm a member, I'm a leader in the American House Cleaners Association, and we have a community that's really going to help you serve your clients better. And you don't have to sell them on AHCA membership. You don't have to talk to them about that at all. Bring them into the Facebook group, and then
at least that,
and then we'll all learn here together, and then we'll bring them into the AHCA. But when they provide a better service in your local community, and they're helping folks that aren't your clients live longer, healthier, happier lives with the knowledge that they gain here from the community, it's only going to help you out. It's only going to help your community out. It's going to help your fellow cleaners out. It's going to level up. It's going to crush the stigmas in your local community. And that's what it's all about. To become more successful in your local community, there's one thing that you need to do, and that's give more value, provide more value to the community, and your business will absolutely level up along the way.
Amen. All right, y'all. Well,
there's a third thing. There's a third thing that we wanted to talk about. And, most of y'all that are watching right now, y'all are already paying members of the American House Cleaners Association. So we're not here to sell you anything. There are a couple of you here that are not yet members of the American House Cleaners Association. And we would encourage you to make this commitment to yourself. Join the AHCA membership. It's a yearly commitment. It's $30 a month. If you pay for the year in advance, it's $300. You save $60 a year. Join the American House Cleaners Association. Dig in, immerse yourself in the PCP course, immerse yourself in our private lives. Join the monthly roundtable with all of our cleaning leaders from around the country. And we're also going to be starting the last Thursday of every month. We're going to be starting a private leaders book club where we're going to get together on the last Thursday of every month live on a Zoom like this. And we're going to be talking about a book that we all decide that we're going to read for the month. And then we're going to share with each other what we learn from those books. And, if you're not reading books right now, now's the time to really start doing that. Grace into a book an hour a day in the morning while we're at the gym exercising, and it really way to grow as an individual, and in our case as a couple. And we're really looking forward to this book club, because sometimes you're on the machines, you're lifting weights, and you might miss a nugget, and that happens all the time. When we're driving home from the gym, Grace and I talk about what we just read or listened to, and Grace will say something. I'll say, oh man, I missed that because I was going from point A to point B. And Grace shares with me something that, really hits home and makes a difference in my own life. And so it's going to be really awesome to read it together, right, and hear what y'all get out of them.
Yeah. And I think it's also a perspective thing. We all have different perspectives on what we're hearing, and not that they're differing perspectives in the sense that they're at odds, but just having a different perspective. And so again, just kind of like the roundtable, this will be focused in on leveling up our mindsets, which we have been saying 20% is logistics. The other 80% is your mindset about those logistics. And in order to really succeed in this industry and in life in general, we got to get that 80% down. And I would even go so far as to say it's 95%.
I believe you.
Yeah. I feel like the other logistics, it's so easy to put those logistics into place when your mindset is perfected more and more. And it's like that little bit of time that has to be spent on perfecting logistics, it'll just come more naturally. And then you'll just implement them, and then you'll write them down or whatever it is. And this is how I do it now. I understand like myself, and I understand my leadership style, and I have confidence in me. And that is the most important thing. And so anyway, having this last Thursday night book club meeting for the cleaning industry, a really powerful thing, and I really look forward to seeing you guys there. And again, it's going to be like a round table instead of like the coaching calls. it's going to be, we're all listening to each other's perspective on the book. So
yeah, and we could all hold each other. I know that a lot of you have read books like, The Habits of the Successful People, Greatest Salesman in the World, The Four Agreements. There's a ton of really great books that we've read and that we're looking forward to reading again, because you got to read them over and over and over, and then finally a little piece kicks in, and holding each other accountable in a way is, because a lot of the times, we know what we need to do, the shifts that we need to make in our lives, but we don't do the things that we need to know. And so, having this private group of those of us who are really putting in the time to self-improve, to work on our, is going to be really cool. And so we hope that all of y'all have a great week ahead. And we wanted to end today's Monday broadcast. The midterm elections are coming up here in the United States here very soon. And so with October surprises, and there's going to be more craziness that's going to happen here.
Just turn it off.
Turn it off
and focus then on
and
yourself,
remember,
your family, your
no
business.
matter who gets elected, there's no one coming to save us. And so right now we have to put in the work. We have to put in the time, because becoming successful in business is not easy. And, no matter, if you get a bunch of clients and you're doing real well, there's going to come a time in that growth where you take your business to the next level. You're going to have to grow as a person. And the only way that that's going to happen is if you put in the daily work to do that. And in the AHCA and our leaders group, you're not doing it by yourself. There's all of us here that are helping each other, just of growth. And it's a really awesome community. And so we look forward to seeing y'all on Thursday. And it was great being here with y'all today.
Yeah, y'all have a wonderful week, and we will see y'all on Thursday.